We can go when you're ready.
Well, Ronnie's had about 4.5 hours since his last match. He won very quickly, didn't he? 27 minutes against Caden Briley.
Ronnie O'Sullivan to break.
Let's see what the evening has in store for us. Gary Wilson, who won last night, is with us again. Yeah, I mean, he looked good. I guess you have to say, though, Caden Briley, we were saying at the time, not used to these conditions. He did sort of let him off the hook a couple of times.
Yeah, it was a case of, yeah, as you say, a little bit of a rabbit in the headlights kind of thing, and Ronnie just did his thing, just got on with it as usual. Caden didn't get many shots, to be fair, in the end, so he'll be looking to, obviously, Ronnie just continue from where he left off earlier, really, and if he plays anything like he did before, you know, there was 1 or 2 bad shots, but generally he looks sharp, he looks ready. He's been playing a lot, as we said earlier. I think he's had quite a few exhibitions in recent weeks, so same as usual, really. Can't continue the way he's been going on, and I'm sure he'll be all right in this group.
Go Chang plays him last. I'm sure he would prefer a kind of draw here, just to sort of cancel each other out. We'll see. It's an interesting group because, as I say, there's 3 players on 3 points at the moment, but Her has played a match more. Mitchell Mann back on tour through the Q School, and he was saying that he kind of hadn't been playing really. He entered because he just wanted to sort of kick-start next season, maybe on the amateur circuit, but he got through, so he's back on tour. He's got a 2-year card again.
Yeah, I seen an interview with Mitch saying that, yeah, how he hadn't been playing and wasn't really giving it much of a thought, and then just decided to get the cue back out again. It's amazing what that can do to a player sometimes. Just no pressure on him, really, he probably felt, and yeah, he's back on the tour, and he'll be feeling as if he can give it a good go, I'm sure.
Well, he's never played O'Sullivan before, as Ronnie O'Sullivan takes on that long red, so this is a new experience as well.
Well, I was in there. I think you did as well, Dave. It was shot to the top corner, which I thought a little bit tricky, but did the red to the right middle go past the other red as well, which I thought was a little bit easier. Maybe it doesn't go.
It looked good as it set off, for sure.
So again, though, Ronnie straight back in with a half-decent chance, and it's coming easy enough for him as well today. He's not really having to work too hard for his chances at the moment, and like I said before, just more of the same he'll be hoping for, just to get through. And Ronnie's like, he just really wants to just try and enjoy playing, really, not too fussed about the result as such. Enjoy playing, get the job done, move on to the next stage will be all he's thinking about. Might be just having to play for a little gap here in amongst the reds. Just for that red on the left-hand side. Played it absolutely perfect. You can run this through now and just leave a low black. It's got you'll have a lovely angle on it just to play the little cannon, the 2 reds.
11.
Not sure if that's low enough. Yeah, a little sort of touch from Ronnie there. I think he wanted to be a little bit lower just to make the cannon a bit easier. Forced it anyway though, so yeah, he's opened them 4 reds up and straight away looking like a pretty good opportunity.
18. 19.
Played that one very well. Not too bad though. Got the blue into the yellow pocket. Can just stun down for one of the 2 reds near the black. Once again, he's just not hanging about, is he, Dave? He's just business as usual, just strolling around the table. Looks so carefree when he plays, doesn't he? And can be very intimidated when you're playing someone like that.
25.
They just don't look like they even care, but they're just potting all the balls.
Of course, and I mean, we saw an example of that earlier on with Mark Williams. He's a sort of similar, different type of player, but similar kind of attitude he gives off.
Yeah, and that cannon's worked out okay as well. Red to the left
32.
middle. Just pinched it ever so slightly so he could get just top side of the blue and not too close to the cushion.
Yeah, as I say, I mean, it's been 4.5 hours
38.
since he won his first match, but it's like he's not been away, really.
39. $46.
Just a touch lower on this red than he would have liked. He would have liked to have been straight to leave a low black, and he could have flicked that red away on the right-hand side of the 4.
47.
Just to go about it a slightly different way here. Not sure if he can just nudge that red this way around or whether the other one's going to come into contact first. Yeah, he's caught a few of them at the same time, so he's run a little bit out of position. I think this one
53.
goes past the yellow. He's not landed too bad, actually.
$54.
He had a couple of 53s and a 72 in his first match.
Just making it look very, very easy at the moment.
56. $57.
So
64.
2 more pots to take the first frame. Mitchell Mann took that red on to
65.
the green pocket. It looked good, didn't go in, and this is the result of that.
$72. 73.
We were talking yesterday about John Higgins getting close to 1,000
80.
centuries. He's on 996, but Ronnie O'Sullivan is on 1,264. So he's well clear of everybody.
Does he get to 2,000 before he retires, Dave? What do you think?
88.
Big question. I mean, it's going to be tough. Obviously, he was 43 when he got to 1,000. So, you know, it's going to be asking a lot. Just trying to get the red out there. And not to be. So it's not a century, but it's a quick kill in the opening frame of the evening session. 88. He leads 1-0. Swift start from Ronnie O'Sullivan. How many times have we said that down the years? 88 the break, 1-0 the lead over Mitchell Mann. Just to remind you, they both already won a match from the only match they've played so far. Go Chang has won 1 out of 2.
Second frame.
So
Mitchell
this is a
Mann.
big match, and if O'Sullivan can win it, he's a big favourite to win the whole group. Mitchell Mann didn't have much of a look in, just that sort of half chance in that last frame. Jack Lazowski's won the first against Yang Jun on table 2. Jack looked very good first up, winning 3-0 this morning against Anton Kazakov.
Got that very thick, and I actually thought he may have played off the pack there, but fancied getting the red away from near the black instead and keeping it a bit tighter, not opening so many balls, but caught it badly, and he's left Mitchell pretty decent half chance here. These are the shots he needs to start knocking in if he's going to have any chance against Ronnie at the minute.
1.
It's a good shot. Got a nice angle on the black as well, and it's the time to go. Unless that red goes, and it's a nice shot to open the reds, he's got to go straight into them now. Not too low on the cue ball playing this shot. You don't want to be screwing the cue ball back. It's a stun shot, this. Played it nicely. Cue ball release and go up the table a little bit more, and
8.
he's finished all right on the red. He's got 2 to the middle. This one a little bit easier. I'm not sure if he's running towards the blue or he can just slip past it. Yeah, it was fine.
9.
The reds are in beautiful position now. Everything's open. Really needs to try and make a frame winning break here.
Absolutely. Take the game to Ronnie O'Sullivan, playing the sort of snooker he would play. He had a couple of, well, in fact, 3 half centuries earlier on, the highest 59 in that win over Ergyo Chang. Yeah, it's nice to see him back on tour. I mean, he's been a fine player of the years. He's played at the Crucible. He's had some good wins. He's had his problems as well, which he's spoken about. Sort of drifted away a little bit, but it just shows you the sort of the pull of the game, the fact that he actually did play in the Q School, even with low expectations. And here he is. He's got through.
Yeah, it can be a funny old life sometimes as a snooker player. You can be in the absolute wilderness and not know where your career's headed. But as I say, he's still quite young and he's got plenty of time on his hands. You never know where his career might take him in the next 3 or 4 years.
21.
Well, he's from the same vintage as Jack Lazowski, who's 33 today, and he's on table 2, as you can see, 1-0 up already, in early in the next frame. So Lazowski, certainly the man to beat in that group. Mark Davies is on 4 points, but of course he's played 2 matches. He's had a draw and a win. Lazowski this season trying to get his top 16 place back that he lost last season.
28.
Starts the campaign 19th.
Good control of the cue ball here from Mitch. Landing nicely on the blue each time. Makes the break so much easier.
$34. $35. $42.
Just mustn't quite be far enough on the red he was playing for there. Just the one at the bottom of the bottom of the 2 reds. When it would have meant he was running into the reds a little bit. So played the other one, which was fine. Again, perfect on the blue. And nothing to do really to win the frame. 2 or 3 reds out in the open that he can play for. Series of little stuns and screws, and he'll be over the line in this frame.
Yeah, and what's significant is it got in through an O'Sullivan safety error. So maybe for the first time today, Ronnie O'Sullivan will be punished for a mistake.
49.
Maybe a little short. Not sure if he's just got a slight angle to run it on and off the cushion. Looks like he has, the way he's cueing. Means he's got to judge the pace. It's fine again. His cue ball has been good in this break, so
54.
54 ahead now. Couple of more reds and colours, and he's over the line. Looks as if that red I mentioned before is
55.
available. One just to the left and the bottom. He'll just run the pink in now. That one goes past the other two reds into the right corner, which opens up the one above it as well. So, been a good break this from Mitch.
Yeah, he looked calm and assured in making it.
61.
Still playing at that nice pace that we mentioned earlier on in the day. That there's been times we've seen Mitch get a little bit bogged down maybe and play a little bit too slow, whether it be nerves or
62.
just unsure of what he's doing. But he seems like a little bit of a different player so far anyway this season. This is obviously the first matches that he's played, but it looks as if he's came into it with maybe a slightly fresh attitude.
I think that's right. He's starting again, isn't he? You know, all the sort of old baggage is gone, and it's all about the next 2 years. And this is a
69.
terrific break, actually. His last match is against Caden Briley, who has struggled today coming in from the amateur scene. So if Mann could get something out of this match, then he's favourite to win that one, and suddenly he's looking good in the group, as indeed is Chad Lozowski. I mean, look, there's only a few moments ago this frame seemed to be starting, but he's already up to 92, so not hanging about.
77.
Break is 77 for Mann, but Lozowski obviously
28.
well over the line there. That's all one break. He's had a 138 already. So on his 33rd birthday, a second century coming up for Lozowski. Maybe he just wants to better his break, just to be sure. Make a 140.
85.
106.
Yeah, he'll have a tough pink. Knowing Jack, if he gets on it, he'll try and play it right-handed and screw all the way back for the black.
Meanwhile, Mitchell Mann has a chance to make a century of his own. This has been terrific, this break, the way he's controlled it.
92.
Important, as you said at the time early. First chance he got, he went into the reds. No point being tentative.
93.
He's taken the chance fully here. It's black then for the century.
Yeah, and the reds came out beautifully, didn't they? So, fantastic break, like I said earlier. Oh, I say well-deserved century, but never mind.
That's a shame, but he's won the frame in one visit, and he's levelled the match with that 93 at one each.
Okay.
Lozowski's break ended at 127. He dislodged the pink, but didn't pot it. But what a great start for him in, what, about 20 minutes. He's 2-0 up on Zhang Jun. He won 3-0 earlier, did Lozowski, against Anton Kazakov, so he wins this match. It's hard to see him not winning the group. It could still come down, of course, to the last match, because Mark Davis is on 4 points, so if Davis beat him, he would in fact go above him. But on the form we've seen from Lozowski, going to take some stopping. Watch that on the Matchroom Multisport YouTube channel. But here on table one, we've just seen a 93 break from Mitchell Mann. He missed that black for the century, but he won the frame, so one each.
The third frame.
In what is a crunch match in this group.
Yeah, whoever wins this match will really fancy themselves for the group, so big couple of frames ahead now.
I mean, what's significant about the break? Obviously, it won in the frame, but also it's the first, as I say, time that one of O'Sullivan's mistakes today has actually been properly punished, so he knows. I mean, just one safety error, that's all it was, but he knows that Mitchell Mann is bang up for this match and capable of making the frame-winning breaks if he gets the chance.
Yeah, with Ronnie, obviously like any of the top players, especially as well, Ronnie, but you've got to make sure that he notices that. He notices that when he makes a mistake, you're going to punish it and do it as often as possible. It's the only way you're going to really put him under any kind of pressure.
Thank you.
A bad shot from Mitch. Yellow's come to his rescue a little bit for the red on the left, and he's left a chance for Ronnie to the right corner, but not easy, and a little bit of pressure on it because, again, having Mitch just made that break in the last frame, Ronnie knows that if he misses this and leaves another opportunity, there may be a chance of another decent break coming, so who cares about that, though, when you can crunch them in as good as that. No pressure on that one, it seems.
Cued it so well.
You just can't hit a ball better than that. Lovely crunch into the back of the pocket. All us players love to hear.
Three.
Has he gone a little bit too far for the red next to the black? His body language suggests maybe so. He may have to play the one above it, and he's running into the pack of reds with that one, so he'd love to be able to get this one if he can. So he's going to be trusting to luck a little bit on this shot. Just had to concentrate really on just getting the cue ball out of there and hoping for a decent shot at the blue or pink. It's not too bad on the blue. I think he can avoid the yellow in playing this and just come in and out of balk. Yeah, that's fine.
9.
Just one decent positional shot now onto the next red, and he's back in perfect position to make another frame-winning break. Not really any obstacles. Once he does move that red next to the black out of the way, it'll make things a lot easier, but hasn't got to really worry about that at the moment. Blue's in the open, pink's in the open, so just concentrate on getting nicely on the next red. The red on the side cushion's just blocking the green ever so slightly. He's got a bit of an angle on the green. He would normally come off one cushion where that red is and maybe play for the reds to the left of the pink. Because of that red, he's having to change his course and come round from the brown instead. Maybe play for the red near the black. I think he's possibly played a shot that wasn't quite on there. Just with the slidiness of the cushions, he's trying to come round the angles and land on this red that he's closest to the right corner, but it just slid off the cushions a little bit too much. Maybe thought if he ran past it, he would be on that red next to the black as well. But either way, he's misjudged it, and it's just a safety shot. That was a good chance, that, and it'll give Mitchell a little bit of hope.
Yeah, I mean, certainly after he saw that first red go in, you know, you think, OK, here we go, but it's not come to much.
O'Sullivan, 14.
Mitch automatically looking at the safety there, but I had to be tempted here to play the red next to the pink. possibly even into the left middle. Cue ball would come off side cushion near the corner pocket, baulk cushion, and maybe just leave the green onto the middle for yourself, dropping the red in dead weight. Sort of half safety in mind as well, with the blue covering the reds over the left corner. And you can play it cautious all you want. You can play safe. You know, you're not forced to take anything. But sometimes I think against these top players, likes of Ronnie, you've got to be playing them little half chances when they're available, because you may not get another one. Just got to hope now, Mitch, that he gets another chance. Say half chances, you've got to really class as chances against the top players, because you might not get anything else to look at. And especially when you can play it with a little bit of safety in mind as well. I just think the opportunity may have been there. Nice little flick off the green though, and if Brown's covered the red to the left corner, that could be danger. Could be in a bit of trouble there, Ronnie. May be forced to just try and screw this red in down the cushion, back to baulk. It's not bad. Mitch is still waiting.
Just while we watch this, Gary, I just want to ask you about your season. I mean, 11 in the world as it starts. What are your sort of... Do you have any specific aims? Maybe top 8? Or just carry on doing what you've been doing?
You'd like to have them aims, yeah, of course. I think it's very tough to set them sort of targets. I don't like usually setting too many targets, because if you don't achieve it, you feel like you've let yourself down a little bit, and it's very tough to do it. So I think for me, yeah, in the back of my head, I would love to get up into the top 8. I would love to win another tournament. I would love to win a big tournament. Obviously, winning any tournament's brilliant. I've won a few of the Home Nations events now. I'd like to win something different, obviously. One of the big events would be absolutely fantastic. But yeah, just generally cement myself in this top 16 still, and just carry on trying to win tournaments. I just want to be a bit more consistent this year. I don't want to really be going missing for parts of the season and then maybe having a decent run, because it's a lot of pressure on yourself. You know, sometimes when you're through parts of the season where you know you're struggling and you're not doing very well, it's a lot of pressure to try and have a good run out of nowhere. You're sort of playing catch up all the time, so I would like to just feel like I'm pretty comfortable.
Good. Well, you'll be favourite in Edinburgh. You never seem to lose there.
Yeah, can't lose there. If I lose there, I'll be absolutely flabbergasted.
Little standoff here. Let's have a look at the other table where Lazowski's in this frame. He's trailing, but it's a chance. The way he's played in the match, good one, you'd have to say, to win another 3-0 and really look good in this group. Well, that may have gone wrong, having said all that.
16.
Yeah, just didn't quite catch the cannon right, did he? Gonna go for an outrageous clip, I think, on the red to the bottom. No, being sensible, so 2-0 up. Not pushing the ball out, keeping it tight.
Meanwhile, this is a very open table, but who's going to get in first after this safety exchange? Good little battle, this.
Yeah, and with the reds spread the way they are, it's not easy to get back to baulk from a position like this where Ronnie's in at the moment. Sometimes this kind of situation where you're either forced into a long shot or just trying to play some kind of containing shot down this end. Looks like he may be having a go at this red. safe. He's played a good shot there with a lot of check side. Acknowledged by Mitch with a tap on the table with his cue. Has left a shot to nothing though, I think. Red that's near the pink spot. Goes past this other red and pink into the corner. Shot to nothing to bring the cue ball back to Bork. Played it very, very well.
1.
Just it's how you kind of play the shot, but you just hope that it pulls up a bit short there, so you can play maybe the brown to the middle. It's too difficult from where he is, so just going to play a safety shot, bring the cue ball back to the Bork cushion. Could try rolling up to the colours in that situation, but it's a very, very hard shot to get right, and if you're short, well, that's the worst thing you can do, leaving 3 balls on. And yeah, sometimes you've just got to take your medicine, try and get the cue ball close to the Bork cushion. Brown's just hampering him slightly for that red as well. Not sure if the green's in the way anyway, but yeah, if the cue ball had missed the brown, he'd have had a chance there to the right corner. As it is, playing the containing safety shot. Not played it great. And there's half a chance here for Ronnie. He might take the red on that's near the black spot. It's a little bit thin, but the cue ball should really have been tight on the black cushion there. He's not taking any risks, Ronnie, though, is he? It's a sort of shot you may see him take it in another stage, in another match. He does seem to be playing properly today as much as he can.
Yeah, and I was saying yesterday about, John Higgins maybe isn't given as much credit as he should be for his break building, and the same is true with O'Sullivan and his safety play. He can play it all. It's just he doesn't always want to. But today he does, and he's competing well here as we go next door, and Lazowski's in again with another chance here to get this wrapped up against Yang Jun.
6.
But as I say, it would come down to the last match with Mark Davies, because Davies is on 4 points. Lazowski would be on 6, so Davis would have to beat him. Lazowski could afford a draw. Ah, he's got it off though, so that's the end of that.
Jack Lazowski 6, 7.
A good shot from Ronnie there, just a thin clip on the red with left-hand side on the cue ball as well, which is very hard to judge. He's judged it very well. I know what he's doing, but I don't know what he's doing, if you know what I mean. Sorry, that's not the shot. I know he's in a slight bit of bother here. It's not the easiest situation, but I do feel he can actually play the red that's just above and to the right of the black, quite thick, with a little bit of pace. And the cue ball will sort of throw wide a little bit, and it'll miss the black. But he feels for whatever reason that's not on. His only other shot, he feels, is to come off 2 cushions and try and glance the red that's near the pink spot.
Well, there's 2 things here. 1, don't overcompensate too much. And 2, if he misses a second time, he won't be playing it a third.
Okay.
Or if he does, he's a braver man than me. He's playing this. He needs a lot more left-hand side spin to miss the black and still get to the red as well.
That one miss.
Yeah, so he can see red's full, so be warned, obviously, that he would lose the frame if he missed a third time.
Yeah, still maintain that shot's on. I know you might be a little bit scared that if you hit it too thick, maybe the red comes up the table a little bit. There's other reds in the way, though. I think that wouldn't happen. I think he's got to... If he hasn't got any kind of shot that he can see on, really, I think he's got to risk that and risk maybe clipping the black. But even the one above that red as well, I think he can play it off that. No, he's deciding just to roll down into them, but that's very, very dangerous.
So it was a long tactical battle that Ronnie O'Sullivan has ultimately won.
Six.
Not quite far enough on this red, as far as he would like, so he may have to just drop it in dead weight and play a slightly thinner pink than he would have liked. He risks trying to come round. There's a lot of balls in the way there, so yeah, I think maybe just drag it in dead weight is the way to go here.
7.
He's not too bad on the pink. He could hit it a little bit thicker than I maybe thought, and it's a good chance this. Once he pots this and gets the pink on the spot, the reds are actually quite nice, so good opportunity to possibly win the frame here. Oh, it's a bad miss, though. Very bad miss from Ronnie.
Yeah. So Mitchell Mann maybe thought he'd thrown the frame away. He's back at the table very quickly. That was unexpected, to say the least. Mitchell Mann must sense an opportunity here.
Yeah, there's been a couple of opportunities Ronnie's had, and they look relatively straightforward, and he's not made the most of. So if there was ever going to be a game Mitch had a good chance of beating Ronnie in, it's this one right now. 1 each. Good chance now in amongst the balls again. Yes, the pink and black are a bit tied up, but the reds are in the open. He's got the blue. He's got a sense of chance, as you say. And like I said before, big couple of frames as well, because if he wins this one and goes on to win this match, it could be a group decider.
4.
Yeah, I mean, look, he hasn't played Caden Briley yet, but he'll be favourite just on the basis of the golfing experience between them. That will be his chance. If he won that, then the match between O'Sullivan and her, Guo Chang, wouldn't actually make any difference if Mitchell Mann won this match here.
Yeah, I think even a draw would be good enough, wouldn't it? So, yeah, certainly if he wins this match, he's in a very, very strong position to win the group, which he'd be absolutely over the moon with, in a group with Ronnie O'Sullivan.
But of course, the knowledge of that puts pressure on, doesn't it?
Yeah, just got to keep playing one shot at a time, as he's doing now, and see where it takes you, really.
7. 8.
Caught that one a little bit thick, hence why he's a little bit short on the blue. And when you've only got the blue to play with, you cannot afford to be getting just the wrong side of it like this. It makes your next red so much more difficult to get back on the blue again.
$13.
Well, it made a difference And he has missed that red, so this frame still is going to take a bit of resolving.
Yeah, a few of the reds are still awkward, so even if Ronnie does pot this red, which he has, another great piece of cueing, he's still got 3 reds there that are quite awkward. 16 points ahead, blue will be 21. So he'll only be 33 ahead with a couple of blues by the time he gets to them awkward reds. So the frame's not over yet. Mitchell'll still be relying on the fact that Ronnie's got to do something with them reds yet.
Seven.
Get that quite nice. Could have done with another couple of inches just to make it even easier. But if you can get top side of the blue here, a little bit of left-hand side of the cushion. Yeah, lovely.
13.
And he's absolutely perfect now just to try and play the gap in between the 2 reds. You're never going to get the gap exactly, but anything near it and you're going to land on one to the corner. That's played pretty well. A little bit unlucky.
18.
Still cuts. It's very thin. But he's just looking at the scoreboard there. 33 in front now, so... Another good pot on the red.
19.
Still one more red needed, though. It's another very, very good shot. Good cannon. Just hoping for some sort of shot at the red, and he's got that. And these haven't been too difficult on these tables. Yeah, another one wriggles in. Slightly more generous.
Yeah, not the sort of frame you associate with Ronnie O'Sullivan, but ultimately it looks like he's going to win it. 45 the lead with that blue, 35 on. Yeah, Mitchell Mann had his chance after that unexpected miss on the pink. Best he can now do, unless... Yeah, he's potted that, so best he can now do, of course, is a draw.
Yeah, Mitch just got himself out of position a little bit. I know there was a couple of awkward reds to come later on, but he would have been in a pretty strong position and just got wrong side of the blue and left himself a tricky pot on the red. And whether it be a little bit pressure or just a difficult shot, he's not cued very well. Yeah, the chance has gone a-begging, and Ronnie's done what he always does. Made the game look incredibly easy, even though there was a few awkward balls.
So Ronnie O'Sullivan
So on 38 in the frame.
sort of rolled up his sleeves there in that frame and just got the job done. He leads 2-1. He needs one more for the 3 points. Mitchell Mann will be hoping, of course, for a draw. So it's 2-1 to Ronnie O'Sullivan. And it was a bitty frame, but he played some good stuff towards the end to get it won. So he's looking, as I say, for one more frame. He'll go to 6 points in the table. If Mann wins it, they'll both be on 4. And that actually opens the door for her, Gro Chang, as well. He'll play O'Sullivan last because Mitchell Mann plays Caden Briley after this one. It's quite tight, but a lot will depend. A lot will depend on this frame.
Yeah, Mitch will just be fighting for his life for a draw in this now and hope that if he can win his last game, it's enough to get through. Of course, he'd be relying on Ronnie not winning because I think with the frame difference at the moment, Ronnie's that little bit ahead of Mitch, so you'd have to rely on Ronnie not winning at the same time. Don't tell me there's a gap. red to the left of the black. Yeah.
One.
Amazing sometimes the gaps you leave. And, you know, you think you've played a kind of shot to nothing, and all of a sudden there's a little gap appears. And you think, if I've played that shot as Ronnie 55 million times, there's no way I'm leaving the white there. But it happens more regular than you think.
So Mitchell Mann in first. Now on the other table, Zhang Jun won that frame. We saw Lazowski going off the black to the middle, but here he is on a break of 69 with 67 on, so it should be over the line there. That red will make sure. So Jack Lazowski's going to win 3-1. He'll be on 6 points.
7.
And it means that he needs 2 frames against Mark Davis. Davis will have to beat him. That'll be the last match. That'll be the decider. What's that like? You had that last night, Gary. You needed 2 frames. Is it a bit weird? Because normally, obviously, you're just trying to win the match, aren't you?
75.
Yeah, it was a bit. Like, yeah, as you say, I was in exactly the same position. I knew I just needed a draw. And you're almost playing to limp over the line subconsciously. You're not even trying to really hammer home the win. You are, but you're knowing that even if it's 1 each, all right, just one of these 2 frames, it's a different mindset slightly. And I found myself certainly just wanting to get to 2. Once I'd got to 2, it was like job done. I wasn't really bothered about the last frame. Me and Joe just kind of let our arm go in the last frame. It was a dead frame, really. So, yeah, it can be a bit funny. You've got to try and go into it as best you can, thinking just get the win, get 3. But it's not as easy as that.
Yeah, big shot here with the spider. Took the opportunity to get a few more reds into play, but got to pot this one. Oh dear.
Thank you. Mitchell Mann, 40.
Yeah, this is the kind of chance you want. It's open, pink's open, blue's open, red's open. Nice little cannon maybe here straight away onto the 2 reds to the left. Yeah, and everything's sitting pretty now for Ronnie.
Lazowski, by the way, has made another century, so that's 3 that he's made in the 6 frames he's won today. And he's won that match 3-1. So, as I say, Lazowski-Davis will be the key match, but Zhang Jun against Anton Kazakov before that. And they will be playing to avoid last place.
No.
Nice little shot there. Didn't have the quite the right angle on the black, so decided he'd screw back and use that red. 1, bring off the cushion, of course, and hold the cue ball though for one of these 2 reds to the right centre. Yeah, choice of 2 or 3 reds now, just off the green, 1 cushion. 2 or 3 reds to the left of the pink he's got to play for.
Yeah, I guess I'll see it.
Something on the white. Wow, well, he was absolutely furious. Swiped his cue. Look at this again. The miss was shocking enough, but look at the reaction.
Wonder if there was a fly. I had a couple yesterday, and the way he swiped and sort of looked at the same time there, it was as if there was a sort of fly in the corner of his eye as he was playing the shot, distracting him.
Okay, yeah, so that could be a massive moment in the group. Yeah, so there wasn't so much frustration as just trying to swat away whatever put him off. But what a chance
6.
then for Mitchell Mann. ironically, it was the spider that did him in. It was a fly that did in Ronnie O'Sullivan, maybe.
Seven.
There's a question then. Fly's got 6 legs. Spider's got 8 legs. How many does a snooker table have?
Is this a trick question or just a genuine question?
Just a genuine question. It's something that people might not even know. You thought you might be able to tell them.
It's got
13.
6, isn't it?
No, Dave. I can't believe you've got that wrong. 8 legs on a snooker table on a full size 12 by 6.
Okay. Yeah. There they are. More importantly, though, this visit from Mitchell Mann, this could be huge in the group. But he's missed. Well,
Mitchell Mann,
and he knows it was a good
14.
chance. That's the thing. Will it be his last?
Yeah. Even if it's not, that's the end for me. Even if Ronnie doesn't win the match from this visit. Oh.
Well, that wasn't a fly. That was just a miss. So, you were saying?
Yeah, I just think Mitch has run his course. I might be wrong, but I mean the balls are sitting pretty enough to suggest I'm wrong. He should really win the frame from here and make it a draw, but
1.
sometimes I notice with Mitch he just loses a bit of heart, and it seems as if it's like game over before he even is sometimes when he gets into a bit of a situation where he's missed a few. All of a sudden his cue ball becomes a bit more loose and everything's a bit more difficult. And there again, I don't think he's on the red. Just
6.
I have a feeling sometimes that you think he can just knuckle down a little bit more and make sure of it. That can make the difference.
Yes, and suddenly now he needs to get the rest out for this. He's slightly hampered.
And then the pressure of the situation takes over a little bit and he's pulled one across. And
6.
yeah, I just had a feeling he's run his course here and Ronnie's going to have to gift it to him on a plate, I think. And he might yet still do that.
Well, it's a rather nervy end to the match either way, whoever comes through this frame.
I know how it feels to an extent as well. Actually, a little bit of embarrassment actually creeps in. And you all of a sudden start thinking about the balls that you're missing. To anyone watching, it's just it gets a bit embarrassing, and you want to be out of there. But he's got to try and stay as professional as he can. Mitch, forget all that and just pot what's in front of him as best he can. It could be a massive result, as we say, still in this group. If he can get 2 each out of this, the group's still in his hands to an extent. If he wins that next game and Ronnie doesn't, he could still come out on top of this group. So important few shots these.
$13.
A little bit of a problem here because he's 30 ahead. Really, he would want to play the pink, meaning that when he pots the next reds and he needs the black, and he's won the frame. But if he plays the pink, it's a little bit awkward to get onto the next red. So stretching over, hampered over a red, trying to play the brown, and going to try and swing it around the green, I think, for the red near the black. Yeah, it's difficult that, bridging over. But yeah, I think he's, for want of a better phrase, I think he's gone.
1.
The worst thing about it is, you know, the days when you play Ronnie O'Sullivan, and you basically don't get a shot. You just get blitzed. That's not been the case here. This match has been winnable, certainly here, drawable for Mitchell Mann.
Yeah, that's a great shot. And the worst bit about Mitch missing the brown was he's wobbled it and it's come across and moved the red away from the cushion.
8.
The only other one that was safe, so they're all there now for Ronnie.
Yeah. Developed the red, so it's in his hands. He's made a few errors himself, but another chance for O'Sullivan to get to 6 points.
And I think if he does get the 6, Ronnie, that's the group tied up, is it not? He would be on 6 points. Mitchell would be on 3. And with the frame difference, I don't think there's any way anyone could catch him. Or
Yeah, he'd be +5 on frames, wouldn't he? So I think you're right, Gary.
Well, unless he got beat 3-0, then he would be on +2. So yeah, there's still a chance, but everything would literally have to go against him.
Exactly. Well, that's gone against him. He's not on the red.
Oh dear.
Cue comes down.
Not happy with that one.
12.
Now this is a massive shot where this finishes, this red.
Well,
He'll take that.
12 for Mitchell Mann.
That's a result.
Only that's a couple of times now. Just try and keep it down if you can.
Referee just saying, it's a summer's day, let's all just cool it a bit.
Okay. Sorry.
O'Sullivan,
You cracked it now. Can you do it?
well, I'm not sure if he was apologising there, I'm not sure what he was doing, but anyway, his frame refuses to end. I think he was saying sorry.
I think another apology may be in order there. Good hit, but yeah, he's got Mitch in a bit of bother now.
Nothing safe here either, even though he's 22 behind.
Nice hit, and he's put it on the side cushion, so danger averted for now.
Exciting end to the match this, an important frame, clearly.
Yeah, still everything to play for in this group at the moment. Maybe just the side to side, the order of the day here. Half ball on the right hand side. Red to the left, cue ball to the right, and just try and cover them maybe with the pink or the brown. Fraction hard, but still a good shot. Oh, he's played a bad one there, Mitch. Just wanted the cue ball over to the left-hand side, really, and he had the yellow, brown, blue.
Well, it could be about one good pot now for Ronnie O'Sullivan. But that's not in, and he's left it. So what a chance now. 22 in front, Mitchell Mann. Got virtually nothing to do here. Red and black. That should be it.
Not that that was a terrible shot, of course. It wasn't easy. But I said Mitch would kind of needed gift in this, and he's getting as much help as he can get. He's been left a lovely chance there on the red. As you say, everything's in the open, so just a couple of decent positional shots, really, and he's already 30 ahead, so that should be it, really.
Well, it makes it a very exciting finish to the group now, because all the possibilities are there, including for her. Guo Chang will be delighted to see a draw here. So O'Sullivan and Mann will each be on 4 points. Mann stays on. If he can win his next match, he'll go to 7, obviously. Frames are with O'Sullivan at the moment because he won 3-0 earlier, but a lot can happen yet, and that's because of what has happened in this frame. O'Sullivan's not conceded. He's 32 behind, 2 snookers needed.
Yeah, he's not one to play for many snookers, Ronnie, but, I mean, he couldn't have been given any more of an opportunity to come back to the table there from being ultra-critical. Mitch just potted the yellow, thought, oh, that's it. Didn't really get on the green. And all of a sudden, he's in a snooker. So you've got to just make sure of the frame at times, pot the yellow, screw back for the green, give yourself a decent shot at it.
Yeah, exactly. There's been enough nervous energy already. There's going to be some more here.
Fortunately for Mitch, Ronnie's left the brown a little bit too close to the side cushion, really, which makes it a bigger target. No chance of sort of going round the back of it. Can't seem to hit this. Just has to get somewhere near, really. But yeah, he's done it the hard way. He's had the chances, and if he does get through this and gets a draw out of it, he'll be relieved.
Oh dear, well, that's one less ball on the table.
It's actually quite a nice shot, this, that he's left himself. He's got like a half ball on the left-hand side of the blue, come back down off 2 cushions in behind the black. Kind of shot you like to play. And as I say, it's a nice shot, and it is a nice shot. Has he got a snooker? If he has, it's still not hard to hit, but yeah, even if he had got the snooker there, it wasn't difficult to hit, but he did have the danger of possibly going in off. And play this with any pace because it's too straight. Didn't want to go in off and follow the blue in. But leaving the ball so close as that, it's given Ronnie another half opportunity to get in behind the black. Not the snooker, but again, should be easy to hit.
Few flashbacks, Gary, for your semi-final with Zhou Yulong here. You've got 3, I think, there in that decider.
Yeah, I was saying to Phil earlier, there was a situation in the last game that I was commentating on where there was 31, was it 31 in the game with 22 left, which is obviously 3 snookers, but it's actually 2 snookers, because if you play it the correct way, I think the way I did it was getting a snooker on the brown first and then potting the brown, which meant I only needed 1 more on the blue to tie. So sometimes if you really read the scoreboard and work out what's going on with the brown left, you can make 3 snookers into 2. Ronnie can't do that here, just the way the scores are. There's 25 in the game, so no matter what he does, really, he needs 2 snookers.
Like you say, I mean, many times before now he would have shaken hands, but maybe he's just sensing if he could get 1, then that would really put Mitchell Mann under it.
Yeah, the pink's not in the greatest of positions. A little bit too much in the middle of the table. The black's in a decent position still, obviously near its spot. In these kinds of situations, you want the balls to be near a cushion but not on the cushion, just so that they're easier to sneak in behind. When they're in the middle of the table, it's very, very hard to judge getting a snooker behind them, so pink's not really the ball to try and play in behind. Got to try and keep using the black, I think. All Mitch has to do here is just keep trying to roll the blue over the pocket. And he's not making a great job of it so far. He's just giving Ronnie more shots and more shots. And eventually, he'll get one if you do that. Got the snooker there. Again, easy to hit. Very surprised he went that way, mind. If he misses that, he hasn't got enough check side, the angle that he's coming at, to actually hit it on the way back, I don't think. It was very easy to come the left-hand side of the pink there with right-hand side and hit the blue from behind, but he's hit it anyway, and yeah, making life difficult for himself, Mitchell. Should really now think about maybe doubling the blue up to the yellow corner pocket. Just try and get it as close to that pocket as he can. But no, he's sort of playing a lot of what I would say nothing shots, really. Again, maybe just drop the blue over the green pocket, in or over, as close as you can. I think he's just allergic to the right shot at the moment for whatever reason. Being 25 ahead, he's no danger in putting the blue over the pocket and leaving Ronnie a chance off the pink, because Ronnie would still need another snooker after that, so yeah, maybe if there was 24 in the game, I would understand it slightly, and it would be one snooker on the pink to tie, but yeah, in these situations, you've got to just roll the blue over the corner pocket. It's better. I think this is a situation, though, where Ronnie could clip off the side of the blue and try and get behind the pink, maybe. No, he's still trying behind the black. As I say, sooner or later, if this keeps going, he's going to get one.
It has that feel about it, for sure. But not now. The blue's in, and here comes the handshake, or the fist bump, anyway. So, fascinating and very eventful final frame has gone finally to Mitchell Mann. So they draw 2-2, and that really throws the group wide open. Mitchell Mann is going to stay on to play Kieran Briley, and Ronnie O'Sullivan returns after that for the last match against He Gu Chang. But this group at the moment is in